TV3 proudly presents live coverage of the 66th annual Clark University High School basketball tournament. And Kevin, obviously a very emotional game for Sutton. The Sammies taking to the court just 2 days after the funeral for their longtime and beloved coach, Steve Ramasco.
I would be blessed to form a relationship in Sutton, Mass with a high school basketball coach named Steve Ramasco. And there was a tournament called the Clark Tournament that our school hadn't won in 30 years. And unfortunately, we wouldn't win it. We'd lose in the final. But through that, I would become the all-time leading scorer, and I would be the first scholarship player to go out of our league to college. I still wanted to prove that I was okay, even though I didn't feel okay inside.
So I go to college with extra motivation. On one play, all my hoop dreams would end with a knee injury. The way that I thought that I could still get approval was to become a model. So I started my career and moved to New York City. From New York, I would go to Greece. From Greece, I would go to Milan, Taipei, and Hong Kong. Back to the United States, South Beach, and Los Angeles. It was stardom. In this time, I was the least fulfilled. No matter how many clubs I went to, no matter how many billboards, no matter how many magazines, I never had fulfillment. And so I would leave modeling to go home and go after the one thing that I still had on my heart, and that was to win the Clark Championship. I joined the program as an assistant coach. In the first year that Coach and I were together, we had a great group of juniors that took us to the semifinals of the Clark. By their senior year, we got the #1 seed going into the tournament, and things looked great. In the first round of the tournament, however, Coach looked at me and said he didn't feel well, so the other assistants took the team aside, and it was just him and I in the bench, and he just laid down, and for precautionary reasons they called 911. We were able to just put on the cruise control and win in the first round, and we were all excited. We were going to go visit him in the hospital, tell him about the win, but when we got to the hospital, we found out that Coach was unconscious. And so the next morning, it was late morning, early afternoon, we'd find out that Coach would pass away.
As we move into the semifinals, the Sutton basketball community dealing with the tragedy as their beloved coach and friend, Steve Ramasco, passing away early in the week. So the Sutton players and their coaching staff taking to the court with very, very heavy hearts.
At that point, we had one or two decisions to either quit or go on and try to win the tournament for Coach, and you know, his motto was play like champions today, so we knew what we had to do. We started out of the gate really slow, and we barely got by, but in the final we'd come together and we would take it home for Coach.
That'll do it. The Sutton Sammies are the small school champions as they defeat Nipmuc 63-47. There's the empty chair in honor of Coach Ramasco, the rose, the warm-up jersey, play like champions today.